Not so long ago, motorcycles were built to be simple and last a lifetime. A time when reliability wasn't a marketing buzzword, and you could fix almost anything with a basic toolkit. That's right, we are talking about the 90s, and this is the ultimate list. The 15 cheapest, most bulletproof motorcycles from that time, and we're starting with the unkillable god itself. The Honda Nighthawk 750, CB 750. This bike wasn't flashy, it wasn't the fastest. It was the motorcycle equivalent of a solid claw hammer. It was a tool. It was the definition of the Universal Japanese Motorcycle, or UJM. The Nighthawk ran from 1991 all the way to 2003, almost unchanged. Why? Because you can't improve on perfection. Let's talk specs. We're looking at a 747 cubic centimeter, air-cooled inline-4 engine. It was smooth. It made a very respectable 75 horsepower and about 47 pound-feet of torque. It was based on the old-school CBX 750. It had a simple, strong steel tube frame. But here's the secret, the one thing that makes this bike an unkillable god. Are you ready? Hydraulic, valve, lifters. Do you know what that means? It means you never have to do a valve adjustment, ever. That's the most expensive and annoying service on a modern bike, and the Nighthawk just eliminated it. Now let's compare. Your buddy just bought a brand new Honda CB 650R. It's beautiful. It's also got a ride-by-wire throttle, assist slipper clutch, traction control, and a digital dash that will fry if you look at it wrong. When it's time for a valve adjustment, that'll be $500. Easy. The Nighthawk, its electronics consist of a headlight and turn signals. That's it. It has 4 carburetors. You know what you do with carbs? You sync them, you clean them, for about $10. You can't fix a corrupted fuel map. You can fix a sticky float. When it was new in 1991, this bike was about $5,000. Today, you can find a clean, running example for $2,000, maybe $2,500. It is the single most reliable, cheap, and honest motorcycle ever built. It will outlive you. It will outlive your children. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. But the Nighthawk is a pavement pounder. What if you want that same reliability, but you want to ride, well, over a cliff, or through a desert, or across the entire planet? Oh boy, you are not ready for this next one. Number 14. The Kawasaki KLR 650. This is the official vehicle of the post-apocalypse. If you see a KLR rider, do not mess with them. They have seen things. They have fixed their bike with a stick and some tape. This bike was introduced in 1987, and from that day until 2007, Kawasaki's engineers did nothing. They just sat back and counted the money. The bike was perfect. It was a 651 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled, single-cylinder tractor. It made about 40 horsepower, maybe 42 on a good day, and a big lump of torque way down low. This bike is legendary. It has a massive gas tank. It has suspension that just doesn't care. It has a seat that is, admittedly, a piece of plywood, but the point is, it will not stop. Now let's talk reliability versus modern. The new KLR 650 came out a couple of years ago. You know what it has? Fuel injection, a digital dash, ABS. And you know what happens when you're in the middle of the Gobi Desert and your fuel pump dies? You die. That's what happens. The 90s KLR, it has one thing, a carburetor. When it gets clogged with sand, you take it off, you spit in it, you put it back on, and you keep going. The simplicity is the entire point. It has one known flaw. One, the counterbalancer chain tensioner lever known as the doohickey. It's a 10-cent part that can fail. So the entire KLR community, being the cheap geniuses they are, invented a new bulletproof one. You spend $50, you replace it, and the bike is now perfect. It is literally unkillable. New, these things were dirt cheap, like $4,000. Today you can buy a battle-scarred 90s KLR for $1,500. $2,000 tops. It is the cheapest, most reliable ticket to anywhere on Earth. But what if the KLR is too big, too heavy, too liquid-cooled? What if you want an even simpler, air-cooled, 6-speed dual sport? Well, Suzuki heard you, and what they built is a cult classic. Number 13, the Moto Guzzi Sport 1100. We are starting this list with pure, unadulterated Italian soul, but not the fragile, please don't touch me soul of a modern superbike. This is the soul of a tractor. This is the Moto Guzzi Sport 1100. This bike is, well, just look at it. It's weird. It's got an engine that's sticking out the sides. It's a 1,064 cubic centimeter, air-cooled, 90-degree V-twin, Sight 7.1. And it's mounted transversely, or as I like to say, the wrong way. This is classic Guzzi. The engine makes about 90 horsepower, but the horsepower doesn't matter. This bike is all about the torque. It's a big, lumpy, character-filled engine that shakes the whole bike at a stoplight. It's alive. And why is it on this list? Because it is a rock. This is an air-cooled engine. There is no radiator, no hoses, no water pump. It has a shaft drive, no chain, no grease, no fuss. The electronics, it has a headlight. That's about it. This bike is a giant, beautiful, mechanical thing. Now let's compare. You want a new Guzzi? You can get the V100 Mandello. It is a stunning, liquid-cooled, 115 horsepower masterpiece. It also has adaptive aerodynamics. It has wings that move. It has a 6-axis IMU, multiple ride modes, and a TFT dash that costs more than my first car. What happens when your adaptive aerodynamics get stuck? You're looking at a bill that will make you cry. The 90 Sport 1100, it has no adaptive anything. It's a simple, tough, reliable engine that was designed to run for 100,000 miles. The valves are a breeze to adjust because they are just right there. This is a bike for someone who wants to feel their motorcycle. You can find a beautiful, well-kept Sport 1100 for $4,000. It's an exotic Italian shaft drive classic for the price of a warranty claim on a new one. But maybe the horsepower isn't enough. Maybe you do want that big, thumping, air-cooled desert racing heritage. You want the undefeated king. You want this. Number 12, the Honda XR 650L. This bike is a joke, a glorious, hilarious joke. Honda introduced the XR 650L in 1993, and the 2025 model is the exact same bike. That's not an exaggeration. It is virtually identical to its 32-year-old predecessor. Why? Because it's perfect. The XR 650L is a legend. It's a street-legal version of the Baja-winning XR 600R. This is not a dual sport. This is a barely tamed dirt bike with a license plate. The engine is a 644 cubic centimeter, air-cooled, single-cylinder beast, Sight 4.1. It's a dry sump engine, which is serious race tech. It makes about 34 horsepower at the wheel, but a stupid, stomp-pulling 47 pound-feet of torque. This thing is a wheelie machine. It has a carburetor. It has simple analog clocks. It has a seat height of 37 inches, so good luck. But the reliability. Oh, the reliability. This engine is known to run for 50, 60, 80,000 miles with basic oil changes. Let's compare. What's the modern equivalent? A Honda CRF 450L. That bike is a miracle of engineering. It's also a high-strung, titanium-valved grenade waiting to happen. It requires oil changes every 600 miles. It's a race bike. The XR 650L, it's an endurance bike. You change the oil every 3,000 miles and it just keeps going. It's the same simple, analog, unkillable tech from 1993. You can buy a new one today for $7,000, or you can find a 1994 model, which is the same bike, for $2,900. Okay, enough dirt. Let's get back to the street. What about the ultimate, cheapest, simplest beginner bike of all time? You know the one. Number 11, the Suzuki GS500E. If you learned to ride a motorcycle in the 90s or 2000s, there is a 50% chance you learned on this exact bike, the Suzuki GS 500E. This bike is the definition of basic transportation, and I mean that as a compliment. It was introduced in 1989 and ran in this simple, unfaired E form all the way through the 90s. The formula, devastatingly simple. It's a 477 cubic centimeter, air-cooled, parallel twin engine, Site 5.1. It's got 2 valves per cylinder. It makes about 47 horsepower, which is plenty. It has a simple steel tube frame. It has a single disc brake in the front and one in the back. And that's it. There are no electronics. There is no ride-by-wire. There is no liquid cooling. There is no radiator. There are no hoses. There is no water pump. It is just an engine, 2 wheels, and a gas tank. This is why it's so reliable. You cannot break what isn't there. Your modern equivalent is a Suzuki GSX 250R, or a Kawasaki Z400, or a Honda CB300R. All of them are liquid-cooled. All of them have fuel injection. All of them have complex, multi-layered computer systems. And they all make less horsepower, or just about the same, as this 30-year-old air-cooled Chad of a motorcycle. The GS 500E is the bike you buy for your kid. It's the bike you buy to commute to work. It's the bike you buy when your car breaks down, and you realize you can buy this for $1,000. That's not a joke. You can find a decent running GS 500E for $1,000, maybe $1,500. When it was new in 1993, it was $3,299, Site 22.1. It is and always has been a bargain. But what if you're a beginner who wants a little more? A little sport? What if you want a Ninja? Number 10, the Kawasaki Ninja 500R. The other half of you learned on this. The Kawasaki EX500, later rebranded as the Ninja 500R, is a legend. This bike ran from 1987 to 2009, 22 years, unchanged. Kawasaki just built a factory, turned on the machine, and walked away for 2 decades. The engine is the star. It's a 498 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled, parallel twin. Now yes, it's liquid-cooled, so it's more complex than the GS 500. But this engine is known to be one of the most over-engineered motors in history. It puts out a seriously fun 50 horsepower. This bike could do a standing quarter mile in about 13 seconds and hit over 110 miles per hour. This was not a beginner bike in the 90s. This was a serious sport bike, and its reliability is known. The engine is just unkillable. The rest of the bike is so simple that nothing can break. It has 2 carburetors. It has a simple analog dash. It has a full fairing that actually blocks the wind, unlike the tiny, useless wings on a new bike. Let's compare it to the modern Ninja 500. That bike is an amazing machine. It's also based on a Z400. It's built to be light and flickable. The 90s Ninja 500 was built to be a 600 killer that was cheap. It's a different philosophy. It's a bigger, more stable, more comfortable bike. And the best part, it's still dirt cheap. You can find a 90s Ninja 500R for $1,500 to $2,000. All day, every day, it is the cheapest, most reliable, most fun way to get into sport bikes. So folks, we're going deeper. Any thoughts? Let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, hype, and subscribe. You'll be glad you did. But what if you want more? What if you want an inline 4? What if you want that hooligan factor? Oh, Suzuki has you covered. Number 9, the Ducati Monster M900. This is it. The bike that invented the naked bike category, the bike that saved Ducati from total financial ruin. This is the original 1993 Ducati Monster M900. This bike is the definition of parts bin special. Ducati was broke. They had no money for new parts. So designer Miguel Galuzzi walked into the factory, grabbed a trellis frame from a 900 Supersport, grabbed the engine from a 900 Supersport, grabbed the forks from a 750 Supersport, and then just stopped. He didn't add any bodywork. He just put a gas tank and a seat on it. It was raw. It was naked. It was an accident. And it was beautiful. The engine is the star. A 904 cubic centimeter, air-cooled, 2-valve, L-twin. This is the legendary simple Desmo engine. It made about 73 horsepower. It was fed by 2 giant Mikuni carburetors. This bike is mechanical. You hear the dry clutch rattling like a can of bolts. You hear the air getting sucked into the carbs. You hear that Desmodromic V-twin thunder. Now let's talk reliability. Reliable and Ducati in the same sentence? Yes, because this bike is simple. It's air-cooled, no radiator, no hoses. The electronics are minimal. Yes, it has Desmo valves, which need to be adjusted. And yes, the cam belts need to be changed. It's a known, simple, mechanical service. Now look at a new monster. It's an $11,000, liquid-cooled, ride-by-wire, TFT-dashed, traction-controlled, wheelie-controlled, launch-controlled nightmare of complexity. It doesn't even have a trellis frame anymore. It's a soulless, electronic appliance. The 90s monster? It has soul. It's the bike you can work on yourself. It's a legend. And the price? It's the cheapest way into classic Ducati ownership. You can find a 90s carbureted 900 for $3,900. A running, driving piece of history. However, if you want real sport bike power and that 90s reliability, you're in luck. Honda built the perfect bike. Number 8, the Honda CBR 600 F3. This is a special bike. This is from a magical time, from 1995 to 1998, just before sport bikes became insane, uncompromising, track-only missiles. This is the Honda CBR 600 F3. In the 90s, the CBR 600 was one bike. It was not a CBR 600RR and a CBR 650R. It was just the CBR, and it had to do everything. It had to win championships on Sunday, and it had to commute its owner to work on Monday. And it was brilliant. The F3 was powered by a 599 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled inline-4, and it made a screaming 105 horsepower. This thing was a weapon. It was the first CBR to use direct air induction, ram air. But here's why it's on this list. It was also comfortable. It had a relatively normal riding position. It had a big plush seat. It had clip-ons that were above the triple clamp. And the engine, while powerful, was known for being absolutely bulletproof. These motors would run for 100,000 miles. Now look at a modern CBR 600RR. It is a torture rack. It is a high-strung, vicious race replica that is miserable to ride on the street. It's designed to be rebuilt every 10,000 miles. The F3 was designed to be ridden every day. It had carburetors. It had a simple analog dash. Its electronics were a digital clock. That's it. These bikes are a steal. They are superbike performance for UJM prices. You can find a clean F3 for $2,500 to $3,000. You get 100 horsepower, legendary Honda reliability, and 90s super sport glory for the price of a new set of tires. The F3 is a legend, but there's a 4-cylinder that's even more simple, more reliable, and more focused on just riding. Number 7, the Triumph Speed Triple. The monster invented the naked bike. This bike invented the Street Fighter. This is the 1994 Triumph Speed Triple, the T309. This bike is angry. This bike has attitude. This is the bike that Triumph built when they came back from the dead, and they wanted to punch everyone in the face. Like the Trident we've talked about, this bike was from the Hinckley era. This means it was massively over-engineered. The boss, John Bloor, was terrified of warranty claims, so he told his engineers to build these bikes out of solid blocks of metal. This bike is heavy. It is a brute. The engine is the 885 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled, inline-3. This is the modular engine that Triumph built its entire 90s lineup on, and it is unkillable. It makes 98 to 100 horsepower and a sound that will make the hair on your arms stand up. The first speed triples, the T309 models, were basically just Tridents with no fairing, low bars, and a bad attitude. They had carburetors. They had a thick steel spine frame that you could use to build a bridge. This bike is the definition of a hooligan. It's a giant torque monster engine in a simple, tough chassis. Now look at a new speed triple 1200 RS. It is a $17,000, 177 horsepower missile. It has Öhlins smart electronic suspension. It has a 6-axis IMU. It has cornering ABS. It has 5 ride modes. It is a MotoGP bike for the street. And when that smart suspension fails, that's a $4,000 repair. The 90s Speed Triple, its suspension is dumb. You adjust it with a wrench, and it will never fail. The engine will run for 200,000 miles. This is the original, the purest, the toughest speed triple ever made. And they are getting rare. But you can still find a clean one for $3,500 to $4,000. Site 10.1. A piece of British muscle bike history. This next bike defined a category. A bike that is so reliable, it's a cliche, the Japanese king. Number 6, the Honda VFR 750F. This is a piece of art. This is, in my opinion, the single greatest motorcycle Honda has ever built. This is the Honda VFR 755, specifically the RC36 generation from 1990 to 1997. This was Honda's gentleman's sport bike. It was a showcase of everything Honda could do. The engine, a 748 cubic centimeter VE4 engine. It made about 106 horsepower. It had that unmistakable V4 sound. The tech, it had a single-sided swing arm, just like their high-dollar RC30 race bike. It was stunning, but the reliability. Why is this bike a GOD? One phrase, gear, driven, cams. Your modern motorcycle, it has a cam chain. That chain stretches. It needs to be replaced. The tensioners fail. It's a maintenance item. The VFR, it has a set of precision-cut gears that drive the cams. Do you know when they need to be replaced? Never. They will last longer than the sun. It's the most beautiful, over-engineered, and reliable solution to a problem that, honestly, wasn't a huge problem. But Honda did it anyway, because they could. Then Honda updated this bike with the VFR 800, and they added VTEC. And in one move, they ruined it. The VTEC system added complexity, added weight, and created a whole new, expensive service item. The 90s VFR is the peak. It's the perfect blend of high-tech and absolute reliability. It's a bike that will run for 200,000 miles. These bikes are climbing in value, but you can still find a good one for $3,500 to $4,000. It is the cheapest exotic bike you will ever own, and it will never, ever let you down. Okay, we need to talk about cruisers. We've ignored them for too long. And in the 90s, Yamaha built a cruiser that was simpler, better, and more reliable than almost any Harley. Number 5, the Yamaha V-Star 650. This bike barely makes the cut, but it's too important to ignore. Introduced in 1998, the V-Star 650 took the 90s philosophy and perfected it. This was Yamaha's direct shot at Harley-Davidson. But instead of copying their reliability issues, they built a classic-looking cruiser with bulletproof Yamaha engineering. What was the secret? Simplicity. The engine is a 649 cubic centimeter, air-cooled V-twin. That's right, air-cooled, just like the classics. No radiators, no ugly hoses, just pure finned V-twin beauty. It made about 40 horsepower, but it was all torque. But here is the other secret weapon. Shaft drive, no chain, no belt, no greasy, messy adjustments. The V-Star 650 had a clean, silent, maintenance-free shaft drive. This was a huge deal, an air-cooled, shaft-driven V-twin cruiser for a fraction of the price of a Sportster. Let's look at a modern cruiser, the Harley-Davidson Street 750. That bike had a liquid-cooled Revolution X engine. It was a good idea, but it was plagued with issues. It ran hot, It had cheap parts, and Harley killed it after just a few years. The V-Star 650, it was so good they made it for 20 years. This bike is the definition of reliable cruiser. It's light enough for a beginner, it's tough enough for a long trip, and it is so easy to work on. And the price, because they made 1 trillion of them, they are cheap. You can find a 1998 or 1999 V-Star for $2,000, maybe $2,500. For a shaft drive, air-cooled V-twin, it's the best deal in cruising. What if you love that V-twin, but you want sport? What if you want to take that V-twin to the track? Well, in 1999, Suzuki dropped a bomb. Number 4, the Suzuki SV650 first generation. This bike is a cult. It is a legend. It is quite possibly the greatest all-around motorcycle ever conceived. The Suzuki SV650. It was introduced in 1999, the same year as the Hayabusa. Think about that. In 1 year, Suzuki released the fastest, most insane bike on the planet, and the most practical, fun, and accessible bike on the planet. The formula was, well, it was a copy of a Ducati, but reliable. It had a beautiful, exposed trellis frame, and in that frame, Suzuki put one of the greatest engines of all time. A 645 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled 90-degree V-twin. It made about 70 horsepower. 70. That doesn't sound like much, but in a bike this light, 363 pounds, it was a rocket. This engine is a torque monster. It's grunty, it's responsive, it sounds incredible, and it is utterly, completely unkillable. The first generation, the 90s bike, is the purest. It had carburetors. That's right. The new SV has fuel injection. It's a great bike, but the original carbureted SV is just simpler. It's more raw. It's more honest. There are no electronics to fail. There is no ABS. There is no traction control. It is just you, a V-twin, and the road. This bike is such a legend. It's still in production today, basically unchanged, but the original is the cheapest. You can find a 1999 SV650 for $2,000. It is the biggest performance bargain in all of motorcycling. We talked V-twins, we talked V4s, we talked cruisers. Now, are you ready for the top 3? Are you ready for rugged perfection? Do you think your bike will be counted among these unstoppable legends? Number 3, the BMW R1100 GS. This is it, the godfather, the one that started it all. This is the BMW R1100 GS. It ran from 1994 to 1999. This bike did not invent the adventure category, but it perfected it. This is the bike that Ewan and Charlie should have taken. This is the bike that has been to every corner of the earth, probably with the original spark plugs. This bike is the peak of 90s BMW over-engineering. The engine, this is the legendary oil head, a 1,085 cubic centimeter, air and oil-cooled boxer twin. The cylinders stick right out the sides. It makes 80 horsepower, but it's all torque. This engine is perfect. It's air-cooled, so no radiators, no hoses, no water pumps. The valves are a joke to adjust. You can do it in 20 minutes with a basic toolkit. The tech? This bike introduced the telelever front suspension. It's a weird car-like A-arm that separates braking from suspension. It is indestructible, and it has the paralever shaft drive. No chain. This bike is a tank. It is a tractor. It is a machine designed by engineers who hated mechanics, so they built a bike that would never need one. Now look at the new BMW R1300 GS. It is a $25,000 miracle. It has liquid cooling. It has shift cam variable valve timing. It has radar-assisted cruise control. It has electronic self-leveling suspension. It has a TFT screen that connects to your phone. And when you are in the middle of Siberia and that TFT screen dies, you are stuck. When that CAN bus system throws a code, you are done. The 90s R1100 GS, It has one computer, the Bosch fuel injection, and it never breaks. You can fix this bike with a rock. And the best part? The world is just now waking up to how good these are. You can still find a high-mileage R1100 GS for $3,000. $4,000 gets you a perfect one. It is the best adventure bike bargain on earth. Number 2, the BMW K75. This bike is the weirdest, most wonderful, most reliable thing to ever come out of Germany. This is the BMW K75. It ran from 1985 to 1995. So the 90s models are the ones you want. They are the most refined. BMW had a problem. The Japanese were killing them with smooth 4-cylinder bikes. So BMW, being BMW, said fine. We will build a multi-cylinder bike, but it will be weird. And it was. They built an engine, and they laid it on its side. This is the flying brick. The K100 was the 4-cylinder, but the K75, that was the 3-cylinder, and it was the best one. It was a 740 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled, inline 3, laid on its side. It made 75 horsepower, and it was perfect. It was fuel injected. But this wasn't modern, complex, digital fuel injection. This was the original analog Bosch L-Jetronic fuel injection. The same stuff they used in Porsches and BMWs from the 80s. It is unkillable. It had shaft drive. It had a simple analog dash. These bikes were so over-engineered, it's not even funny. The frames, the engines, the final drives, they were designed to run for 500,000 miles, and they do. Now let's look at a new BMW, a new R1300 GS. It is a masterpiece of technology. It is also a $25,000 nightmare waiting to happen. It has a TFT screen, it has cornering lights, it has radar cruise control, and it runs on a CAN bus system. You know what a CAN bus fault costs to fix? You have to sell a kidney. The K75, it has wires. You can buy them at a hardware store. The K75 is the ultimate I'm smarter than you bike. It's an exotic German shaft drive, fuel-injected classic that you can buy for $3,000. And it will run with basic maintenance forever. But there's one more. The Germans were weird. But what about the British? What about the brand that died and then came back in the 90s with a vengeance? Number 1, the Triumph Trident 900. This is my number 1 because this bike is the definition of over-engineered. This is the 1991 to 1998 Triumph Trident 900. Here's the story. Triumph died. It was gone. Then in the late 80s, a guy named John Bloor bought the name, built a brand new factory at Hinckley, and said, we're back, and we are not going to fail. How did he do it? He told his engineers to build bikes that were so reliable, so over-engineered, that the British stigma would be erased. The first bikes were modular. They all shared frames and engines. And the engines were tanks. The Trident 900 had an 885 cubic centimeter, liquid-cooled inline 3. It made a glorious 100 horsepower and had a sound that was, and still is, intoxicating. These early Hinckley Triumphs were heavy. The engines were massive. The frames were thick steel. Bloor was terrified of warranty claims, so they built these bikes out of pig iron. And the result? They are indestructible. These engines are known to run for 150, 200,000 miles. Easily. Let's look at a modern Triumph, a street triple. It's a jewel. It's light. It's fast. It's full of tech. It is a scalpel. The 90s Trident, it's a sledgehammer. It's a simple, carbureted, heavy torque monster that will simply refuse to die. It's the bike that Triumph built to prove they were serious. And they were. These bikes are the hidden secret of the 90s. While everyone was buying Japanese, the new Triumphs were building a reputation for being absolutely unkillable. And the prices? They are going up. But you can still find a good Trident 900 for $3,000 to $4,000. For a 100 horsepower, inline 3, British-made legend. There you have it. 15 bikes, 15 legends from the 1990s. What's the lesson? It's not that new bikes are bad, it's that they are different. They are complex, they are expensive, they are computers, first, and motorcycles, second. These 90s bikes, they are motorcycles first. They are analog. They are tools, they are honest. They come from a time when reliability was the goal, not features. They are cheaper to buy, cheaper to own, and infinitely easier to fix. You don't need a $15,000 loan. You need $3,000. You need a simple toolkit, and you need to get your hands dirty. What did I miss? I know you're screaming. Where is the VFR 400? Where is the TL 1000? What about the Ducati Monster? Let me know in the comments. What is the toughest, most reliable 90s bike that you know? And if you enjoyed this, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell. Until next time, ride smart, ride safe, and maybe buy a 90s bike.